Hey guys, Harsh here, back in video. So today I have another main GT for you guys today. So this is the Land Rover Defender 110 and this is from the 1991 Safari Rally from Martini Racing, and this is actually the support vehicle for the Lancia rally team. And what I mean by that is that they had this rally car over here which needs support whenever it breaks down in the rally track, and as you all know that rally is an off-road racing series, so what better car to choose than this Land Rover Defender over here. So this is not actually the support vehicle for this one because this is actually from the 1992 and this is from 1991, as you can see over here, but you get the idea on why this model was produced. So as you can see, it is all white in color with some Martini Racing livery and the Lancia logo over there, as you can see. Now as this is a SUV, the packaging is a bit larger than usual, so this is your standard Mini GT packaging, and if you look at the thickness of it, you can see the difference over here, which is quite clearly visible, as you can see in terms of the size there. It is the model number 558, so if you want to purchase it for yourself, you can just use this number over here as well. So I'll just quickly unbox it and see what we get inside. So here is the Defender. As you can see, it is the old Defender, not the new one, in its all white livery. As you can see, looks pretty nice, and this is actually my third Defender from Mini GT. So I think I have the Malaysian Army one and then some National Geographic one, I think, so this counts for the third one. So now that it is out of the box, let's take a closer look at it. So by taking a up close look at this model, I have figured out one thing, and it is that it is just a very simple Land Rover Defender, nothing too special about it, but I'm going to review all the bits and bobs around. So starting with the front grille, as you can see, we have the Land Rover logo right above the front intake, as you can see, and the text is quite visible, but I don't think the camera is picking it up, so you have to just take my word for it. Now looking at the headlights, I think they could be more detailed because there is no sort of light shape in them. It is just a simple silver paint on the inside, and then a plastic insert I think is stuck on there, although I am doubting that there is even a plastic insert in it. The indicators on the side there, as you can see, they are quite clearly painted, so not much detailed exterior, I must say. Now if you move to a side fender, you can see we have another indicator light over here. It is also painted, not a plastic insert. Same on the other side, as you can see. On the hood, if you look, you can see we have two grills over here. I'm not sure what the purpose of these two are, and if you look at the hood, it is in its triangular shape, and if you haven't noticed already, this hood piece that you see over it is actually a separate piece. So as you can see, the seam that is going all the way around the top of the hood, as you can see, it goes all the way to the back there, and my first thought was that it could actually open up, but it wasn't the case. Maybe if they were thinking of adding a separate piece, maybe they could have thought of making it open and close so that we can take a look at the engine itself, which is not there in this case, sadly, but it would have been nice to see that, although it would drive the cost of the diecast model to the higher end. Now if you look at the side mirror, for the first time they are present with some reflective inserts in them, which is, I mean, I'm not sure what to make of them, because in some models or in every other model they have not done it, but for this particular model they have the silver reflective insert, which is quite nice to see. I hope they did that for smaller models as well, and as you can see, it is not placed in its place quite perfectly. It is, I think, just a brush stroke, so although it is nice to see, but I think they kind of ruined the look of it now. The housing of the mirror, as you can see, is made out of soft rubber, so you won't be breaking them, but just be careful with them not to tear them, or they will just fall off and never be found again. Now if you look at the two doors that are on the side, as you can see, we have the Martini logo that I pointed out earlier, along with the County, which is, I don't know if it's a logo or a company, but looks kind of cool. It goes from this slightly darker blue to a light blue color, and then all the lines are followed through to the back as well, as you can see. And the main logo, which is the Lancia logo, as you can see on the passenger side door, which is quite clearly and nicely printed. As you can see, there is no sort of paint bleeding issue going on over here. And to get on to the Defender, you will obviously need some steps because this is a high ground clearance vehicle, so these steps are part of the bottom chassis, and as you can see, it is quite nicely detailed along with the drivetrain details. Always nice to see. And you also get the Mini GT logo and the country of origin as well. Now if you look at the door handles, you can see they are black painted and slightly poking out of the door body, and by far I think this is one of the most detailed door handles I have seen in Mini GT models. Now if you try to take a look at the interior, so let me just try to see if I can show you the inside of the vehicle. So yeah, as you can see, it is quite standard with some seats at the front, two separate seats, and then one seat in the middle, and I think that's about it. As always, the interior is nicely detailed with the steering wheel. The dashboard is quite nicely detailed as well, along with the gear shifter or gear changer, whatever there is in the middle. But the back of the vehicle, this whole window, you can see it is empty, and what I'm guessing is that at the back they would carry some equipment to fix their car up, which is this one over here, and in this case it is not there. So now talking about the roof of this vehicle, as you can see, it has this external grill on it, which does not come standard, I believe, with the Defender, but for extra storage space they would add this grill on top. And as you can see, the grill also has these massive headlights on the top. This is also silver painted, not plastic insert, so gives a very nice cheap look to it as well. There are not one but two spare tires for this Defender. I don't know what terrain they drive this vehicle on to carry two tires, but I mean, it looks nice. They could have carried a whole set of just at the back there. That would have been nice to see as well. Now this grill is, however, is made out of plastic, so as you can see, it is easily bending, as you can see with my fingers, so just be careful with that. And it is also slightly misplaced as well, as you can see. So from here I think it is slightly pushed down. That is why you get this slightly tilted look. And one other thing that I have noticed is that, as you can see, the roof is actually not painted in white at over on this portion. So as you can see, the bare metal of the body is visible. So this is actually the worst quality of Mini GT I have seen now, because the headlights are not plastic inserts, and I hardly believe the front one is the case for that. And the body, this massive gap that you see over here is also not painted. The grill is not placed perfectly, so you could say that this sits on top with the worst quality Mini GT I have ever seen in my life. But I think that they would improve this quality in coming time, but until then I will have to live with this quality of Mini GT. Now very sneakily, as you can see, we have a Martini Racing logo right behind the grill, as you can see, which is I think quite nicely printed. You can clearly see the logo, but on taking a closer look, I think there is some paint bleeding issue going on. Yeah, you can now clearly see how the paint is not finished perfectly. So there are quite a few defects on this Land Rover Defender. Now moving to the back side, you can see we have another two logos right at the top of the roof, as you can see, and a Lancia logo right at the back window with the stripes of the car, which is in matching form, as you can see. Looks pretty nice. The back wheel, which I talked about earlier, and this ladder over here, which you can use to get on top and use the rack over here to put and remove stuff from here. Coming to the brake lights, as you can see, they are almost non-existent, because this is just a simple impression on the metal body, and then that portion is just painted red and yellow to give the impression of a tail light, which is I think going backwards in terms of the quality that Mini GT promises. So not very impressed by this model, I must add to that. However, you get this tow hook over here, which is I think the case for every Land Rover Defender you buy. So you will get this hook which you can attach a trailer to or something like that. The trailer is I think available for Mini GT as well, so you might want to get that as well if you are buying a Land Rover Defender. So there it is, guys, the Land Rover Defender for the, or I should say the support vehicle, which is a Land Rover Defender for a rally car, which is absolutely nicely detailed. I think what they have done is that just remove the details from here and then just put it on here. So anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will catch you all in the next one.